know what you're gonna find out here in the woods. That's actually a pretty nice arrow. This is a, can't tell what weight it is, but it's a pretty sharp way to go if you lose an arrow out here. All those edges are razor sharp, so be careful where you step. This guy obviously missed his target, and I can actually shoot that from my bow. Yeah, it's definitely long enough. Cool. I'm hearing some really wild noises over there. They sound like pig. I don't know how big they are, but they do sound large. Let's try to get a little closer. See if we can get some footage. Alright. This is actually an excellent spot for a wild pig, mostly because it's full of mud. As you can see, this place is like soppy, wet bog, and they really like the mud because they'll roll around in it and it keeps down the ticks and the mosquitoes and things like that. Here, check this out. This pit right here was very fresh. You can actually still see the fur in the mud there. You can almost make out the shape of this pig. You see his back quarters right there, and right there is his rib cage and everything. And up there you can actually see the shape of his face. There's an indentation right up in there that looks like his ear. So this is actually really cool. The fur detail in the mud is exquisite. Absolutely incredible. This is fresh. This guy was just here. Let's see if we can track him down. Now these pigs have really poor eyesight, but they have fair hearing and they have an excellent sense of smell. So all they need to do is catch a whiff of me and pew, they're gone. But as long as they got their nose in the mud or rooting around looking for something to eat, they can't smell you and they definitely can't hear you. You stay upwind of them and they're pretty easy to sneak up on apparently. I haven't been able to do it easily. I've come across some pigs in the past where I sneak up on a whole bunch of them. It's like, you know, but those are always the days that I never have my camera with me. It's weird like that. Welcome to another GearGab. My buddy Bushy over at Backpack Bushcraft has asked me to show you guys what type of gear I have that has been given to me by a loved one. Now that's a tough one because most of the time people in my life don't exactly know how to shop for me.
A lot of times the gear that I carry is pretty utilitarian, and I usually acquire it based on need, not want. But a while back, my brother gave me a really cool item, and I held on to it, and I love it. But even though it's kind of impractical in a bushcrafter setting or a survival setting, well, that's relative. Um, I still really like it. It's neat. So I'm going to show that to you right now. The thing about it is, this item is not necessarily a bushcrafter item. It's kind of a mall ninja kind of thing. But he liked it and he wanted me to have it, so he bought it for me. And this is one of those Amazon or Bud K specials. Now, these types of knives are fairly impractical. They're what is known as a fantasy knife, and but it is cool. It's very sharp. You know, it's got a cool shape to it. You know, look at that. I mean, it's neat. They call it a Z Hunter. I guess it was like a zombie thing. You know, that big zombie kick that happened a while back. You know, everybody wanted zombie items, but you can see the cool wrapped handle it has. You know, and I've never swung it into anything. I've never chopped anything with it. I keep it on the shelf at home because it does mean something to me. It's not an item that I want to take out and destroy. And a lot of times these knives that you get at the flea markets or the mall or whatever, even though they say they're stainless steel, they are fairly delicate. So you want to kind of take it easy on knives like this. And I do have a couple of them myself that I've bought over the years, but only because they look cool. They're fun to have. But that is a knife my brother gave me a while back. And it's actually about maybe a little over 2 years ago, and yeah, this means a lot to me. So that's the item that I received from a loved one that I care about very much. So anyway, thanks, Dave. The second part of GearGab is a very important item to have in any kit. Now, as everybody knows, having a knife is great. Having a way to start a fire is awesome. You know, having the ability to build a shelter, a knife, and whatever else. But one thing that people don't really talk about much is water. Yeah, they do talk about water. Oh, you gotta have plenty of water, and you gotta, you know, have a fresh source of water all the time. You gotta keep hydrated. Dehydration is the worst enemy. You know, the list goes on about hydration. However, what they don't talk about is, I'm still listening for those pigs. However, what they don't talk about is water purification. If you're an amateur bushcrafter, I would highly recommend getting a decent water filter. If you're backpacking your water into an area, that's good. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But water will get used up, and if you're planning on staying in a place that does have a freshwater source for an extended period of time, you need to have a water filter. This is my water filter, and I've taken it everywhere. I usually only carry this in my camping bag. It has all my gear in it and everything. This is a Katadyn, and I'm not being paid to sell Katadyns. This is just something that I picked up because it's a very good water filter. So it's really cool. It's got the little pump handle. You attach your hose into this that leads down into the dirty water source, and then this hose right here comes out and into your water vessel, whether it be a water bottle or your bag or whatever. Now the beauty of these things is that you can unscrew this cap right here, and it has a really nice filter. Now those filters run about $50, but you get you know, I forget how many gallons of water you can get out of it, but it's a lot. It's worth the price. So that's what I have as far as my water filtration. And let's go ahead and see what you got, Bushy. Alright guys, I'm gonna head back into the weeds there and see if I can track down those swine. Alright guys, thanks for watching GearGab. Alright.